Are you enjoying this HAXWARE series and want to help us make more? Join our mug club by visiting haxware.io/MC and pick up a collectible HAXWARE mug today. Towering over all architecture in a 10-kilometer radius, a teal facility with pink accents stands at about 3 stories tall. A logo using a heart shape as a basis is plastered on the side of this facility. This facility is owned by a company called Fukushi Corp. Protecting this facility is a thick, tall concrete wall designed to keep out unwanted company. Behind the facility is an even taller structure strangely decorated with a floral pattern. Standing next to the guarded facility, it definitely appears out of place. A friendly bot is patrolling the inner perimeter of the facility's grounds. A friendly bot is a happy-go-lucky, cheap-to-manufacture bot with a smiling yellow face and a painted-on tie. In its head houses a retractable light that flashes along with a screech anytime it observes any wrongdoing. It passes by a bush when all of a sudden a rock flies out of the bush and hits the friendly on the head.
Hey, what was that?
The friendly decides to investigate the rock's source and gets closer to the bush. When the friendly gets close enough, it begins to scan the bush for unusual heat signatures. A sword violently comes out of the bush, piercing the friendly, disabling it. There is a second friendly on the other corner of the perimeter that sees this action from a distance and approaches the location to investigate. When the second friendly gets close, it notices something abnormal. The second friendly notices a stab hole in the first friendly.
That's a stab mark. Uh-oh.
A character by the name of Jinzo pops out of the bush, double fisting a sword, holding it in a downward stab motion.
I was right, you stupid hovering snake.
Jinzo down thrust stabs the friendly right through its processor, but not before the friendly could put out a quick alert screech. Jinzo is wearing an all-black attire with what's called a guardian mask. His guardian mask bears a confident expression on it and is attached to a red straw headdress that drapes over his hair, concealing his entire head. On his back is a barrel bag, in which he uses to collect things with. Jinzo removes his barrel bag and starts to salvage whatever parts he can from the 2 destroyed friendlies. Meanwhile, inside the facility, there are a bunch of grumpies on their charger, and when one of them hears the screech, it powers on and alerts the other grumpies as well. A grumpy visually shares the same bot frame as the friendly, but instead have an angry face with a painted bow tie, armor plating, and an equipped projectile weapon in its head housing instead of a light. Back outside, Jinzo is putting parts into his barrel bag when the facility side door opens and out comes a swarm of grumpies. From the dumpster next to Jinzo pops out a character by the name of Swiss. Swiss has his arms crossed in disappointment.
Jeez, do you always have to cause a scene?
Swiss is also wearing an all-black attire with a guardian mask bearing an expression of sorrow.
You know, look at the bright side. At least now it's all empty inside for you. Yeah. Let's just get what we came for and get out of here before the uniforms show up.
Swiss sprints over to the front of the building and leaps onto the roof using his leap HAXWARE. He rushes over to a window and looks in. It's completely empty. He jumps to the window and lands inside the facility to locate the transmitter, while Jinzo is outside fighting the grumpy swarm.
Yo, hot dice. This transmitter's the latest model. This is big money.
Swiss begins to yank the transmitter from its socket, throws it into his barrel bag, and then sprints towards the exit. Back outside the facility, Jinzo is effortlessly dodging grumpy projectiles and cutting through them one after another. And just as Jinzo cuts down his last grumpy, Swiss comes running past him.
Yo, time to jam.
Jinzo quickly throws whatever parts he can into his barrel bag, puts his barrel bag back on his back, and then follows Swiss's pursuit as they disappear into the night. However, the entire event was being recorded and watched by some Fukushi Corp warriors in another facility.
Again? This is the 3rd time in the span of 40 days. Why all of a sudden?
The first Fukushi Corp warrior says,
You gotta give it to them. Those guys got some skill.
The second warrior replies while eating a bowl of apple juice ice cream, but he only gets a stink eye in return.
I'll get started on the report.
No. The commander said to alert him immediately if it happened again.
Fukushi Corp warrior number 2 pulls out his UNIC, or Universal Interface Coupler, and begins to record a message for their commander.
Oh, right. Well, maybe we could finally get some more resources down here.
Finn.